Hello, it's Janet Verney in her Healthed Up kitchen, coming to you in a different angle today. I wanted to share a little bit about my journey with a chronic disease and the 40 years that I have spent really gaining my health back. And it was a long and hard journey. In 2014, I wrote a book called Roots to Wellness, which is ROOTS, the numeral 2, wellness. And I also have a website, janetverney.com, and it shares my books as well on there. But that first book was really, it was both a memoir as well as a self-help book for folks, sharing some of the strategies I used for healing. And today I wrote a little blog that shared the concept of what is a wake-up call, and have you ever had one? I think just about everyone in their lifetime is going to have a wake-up call, whether it comes in the form of an illness, the loss of a job, the loss of a loved one, whatever it may be for you, it can really throw you a curveball, and coming back from that can be difficult. So I wanted to share a little bit about from the perspective of the body and when you get a wake-up call. So some of the things, and I'm going to read a little bit of this to you, is things like what I would call a wake-up call is when your body is talking to you and you're not listening, and suddenly you get a diagnosis that, you're either going on medication or you're having to have surgery. And those are the kinds of things I want to try to prevent for folks that I work with, because that was my major goal in life. Early on when my lungs were giving me such difficulties, they wanted to remove a portion of my right lung, and I refused. I said, no, that's just not happening. So I looked at every opportunity I could find. I looked at different healing modalities, and I did so many things to work my way through this and to find vibrant health. And I can say that at 61, I feel absolutely fabulous. Most days I feel like I'm in my 30s or maybe early 40s, and I'm just, a ball of energy and doing all kinds of fun things. So that's what I want for my clients. So I want to share with you a little bit about my philosophy. And when I talk about body talk and wake-up calls, things like if you're feeling fatigued, if you're tired all the time, if you're having digestive issues or anxiety and depression, and there's no real known cause for it, if you're missing needed sleep, or if you're battling what I call a lifestyle disease, which would be heart disease, type 2 diabetes, even some forms of cancer. Those can be lifestyle diseases and caused by the way you're leading your life. Is your immune system sluggish and you're just catching everything that's going around? So those are all ways that we know that our body is out of balance, and it's talking to you and it's telling you, hey, I need some help here. So I really want people to wake up and listen to that wake-up call. So I wrote this in my book some time ago. It said, I believe that at some point in your life, everyone will receive that wake-up call. For some, the call will be more devastating than others. Some will listen to the call and some will simply ignore it. The wake-up call can come in a variety of shapes and sizes. It can be an illness or a divorce, the loss of a job, the loss of a loved one. Whatever its form, the wake-up call serves as that pivotal event in our lives that reaches deep into the gut, into the essence of who we are, and asks us to rise above it, make changes, and wake up to life. So I'm all about getting to the root cause, and that is my goal. So here's some of the ways that I work with clients. I usually refer them to a doctor because I want them to rule out any of the really bad stuff and, get their blood work done, find out what's going on, what's at the core. Some get a diagnosis, others don't, and remain a mystery. Quite often, some people who are having digestive issues come back with what the doctor calls IBS, and they think that's a diagnosis. It's not a diagnosis. That's simply a symptom. It means irritable bowel syndrome. It means your bowels are a mess. So that is what they will classify as a diagnosis, but it's really not. It just means they don't know what the heck's going on. So I get a lot of folks like that too. So I have tremendous respect for the Western medicine, but I'm also not a big believer in going in for that 10-minute session and getting a pill for the ill, because there's just too many ways that we can work on this and get to the root cause and correct course with whatever's going on. So when a client comes to me, here are some of the things that I do. I have a list of 8, so bear with me here. So first of all, I listen, and then I listen some more. And I hear from people all about their symptoms. What are their day-to-day lifestyle activities? And how are they feeling about the condition, whatever it is that's bothering them? So lots of listening. Number 2, I ask a gazillion questions. I ask questions about their symptoms, but I also ask them about every aspect of their lifestyle. You know, how are their relationships? Are they enjoying their job? Are they happy in day-to-day life? How are they feeling about whatever it is that's troubling them? All right, number 3, unearth. So this is where we work together and we unearth what may be at the root of the problem. We look at the happiness scale, their daily stressors, possible food triggers, and any other lifestyle factors that may be contributing to their dis-ease in the body. So that is number 3. Number 4, we weed. We weed out, we identify the obstacles that may be standing in their way, and we weed them out, kind of like a garden. You know, you want the other things to thrive, so you got to weed out those obstacles to your good vegetables or flowers growing, okay? So then 5 is we detox. So most of my clients, it all depends on what's going on, but I usually set a plan in motion for them that's healthful and it's gentle and it's a way to detoxify and rid the body of parasites, bring the gut back into balance, and decrease overall inflammation. I can't stress that enough. So we're setting the stage for healing. Then we nourish. We'll make a well-rounded plan to nourish the mind, body, and the soul, because it's not just what's going on physically, it's what's going on emotionally and in our day-to-day lives. So we correct negative thought patterns, we make some lifestyle changes, we may add in supplementation, you know, whole food supplementation, and I've got fabulous ways to do that. And possibly incorporating other healing modalities. I'm often referring clients for, say, acupuncture or meditation or other forms of even energy healing, all kinds of forms of healing modalities. So number 7 is cheer. So I will be your biggest cheerleader. I am your mentor, but ultimately it is up to you to do the work. So communication is key. When you get frustrated, you reach out to me and we're gonna course correct. We're gonna figure it out together. And then maintenance, because you don't wanna go back to where you were before. Maintenance is all about maintaining that new you, and that takes commitment. And it is the key to preventing further dis-ease in the body. So not to worry, I've got your back because I've got a fabulous plan and I'd love to have a conversation with you about it. So send me an email at connect@rootstowellness.com, and that's ROOTS, the numeral 2, wellness.com. You can also go to my website, janetvernie.com. You can find me on social media, and I'd really love to hear from you and help get you back on track. Have a fabulous day.